Hello and welcome to Real Opinions. This week we're trying out a brand new segment, Defend That Movie! And joining me today is Ben, whose favourite airborne animal is the vole, and Harrison, who is 2014's World Waterboarding Champion. Hi guys.
Hey Chris.
Today they're going to be telling me why I should be watching Transformers Age of Extinction. So, they're going to take it in turns to really sell the film to me with their favourite aspects of it and why it is a quintessential film. Ben, do you want to start us off?
Okay, my first point is that it's two words, Titus Welliver.
Wait, what were those two words?
Titus
the
Welliver.
character.
The character Titus Welliver plays, his name doesn't matter. This is one of the greatest performances of the last year because it's so hammy and ridiculous.
Yeah, it's...
And you will be hard pushed to find a better line than "My face is a warren."
I can think of a few.
The ball is in your court, Harrison.
So basically, he is the embodiment of everything that's wrong with the film because he is the human villains
But
that we do not need. We do not need human villains.
He's also one of the only sources of entertainment in the whole film.
For one line.
It's
You're
so
talking about
dumb. No, I'm talking about more than one line.
In a 2 hour and 45 minute
film. He goes
film.
beyond... It's 2.5 hours. Don't go over the top, alright? But there's more than that one line.
Like,
it's My face is a warren. And he leads, like you say, he leads the charge in chasing down Mark Wahlberg.
Which is the worst part
So,
of the
no,
film.
he brings all the action into it. The only sense of entertainment.
He brings the crap action into it, the human-based action.
Without him, there is
incomprehensible, and the camera's shaking everywhere because they don't know how to stage proper fights without CGI.
Without him, there's no real kind of base to the whole thing. It's just...
There's no base to it anyway, it's Transformers!
Point is moot.
Anyway, my thing...
Yeah, your point.
I'm going to go on my thing. I think it actually does a fairly decent job at establishing and contributing more to the actual mythology of the world. It actually develops on it. It tells you where the Transformers are from.
Isn't that already been done in like the first one? Didn't
No.
they do flashbacks and stuff?
No, they make vague allusions to before time began.
There was some
this
planet
is where,
somewhere.
Yeah, they vaguely do, but this actually concretely gives you answers.
Decepticons.
Secondly,
on, like, some little moon.
It adds things like there's a bounty hunter, and it sort of tells you a little bit more about what's going on in space and stuff. There are these weird like robot dog things, some aliens in cages. So it actually brings something a little bit new into something that has so far just been Autobots versus Decepticons.
But you just literally went on for ages about how the plot is too silly and complicated and.
But a
all
robot,
this
that's
stuff.
fine.
Yeah, but then you throw all this extra Universal stuff into it,
But
and
that's the better stuff.
But it just overcomplicates something that literally comes down to robots fighting robots with humans fighting humans underneath.
It shouldn't be humans. It should be robots fighting robots, and the expanding the universe stuff is what people who like Transformers want. They want the stuff with the robots.
There
they
are
want
people
more of the
that
stuff
like Transformers?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
They don't want the human bullshit that you're talking about. They want the robot stuff.
But the robots are less interesting. Especially
What?
in the films. No, in the films they are. In the films, they're contradictory and they're annoying, and I could never tell which one is which.
One minute. The robots are annoying.
Yeah,
but the
humans are annoying. The humans are annoying, but they have good lines. Like My face is a warren. I love that face.
What are you talking about?
The robots
This is the most
fucking infuriating.
No, they're just bland.
You've said it
just
yourself.
bland.
Yeah, bland.
The humans
So
are
unentertaining.
blander.
They're not.
They are.
My face is a warren is
apart
not
from
bland.
that one guy that you keep bringing up, and then
Stanley Tucci is not bland. Stanley Tucci is the opposite of bland.
Well, not all the robots are blind. I think you could have. There's an interesting reading of Optimus Prime as a psychopath who's obsessed with murder.
Yeah, but he just has the same tone.
Bumblebee's got personality.
Bumblebee speaks through radio stations.
Yeah, it's part of his personality.
Yeah,
Wall-E doesn't
kooky
speak.
Thing.
Wall-E doesn't speak.
I know, but he has personality through his movements. All the Transformers move in the same way. It's like, oh, I'm going to transform into a car. Oh, I'm going to transform into a robot again.
I think
I'm going to transform back into a car.
My point
now
is
I'm going to be a robot just so I can punch another robot
People
in
who
the
go to
face.
see Transformers want the Transformers. They don't want political bullshit.
Okay,
I get that,
point.
but at the same time, all the Transformers Universal stuff just complicates and fills out a story that doesn't need to be that complicated.
The political
you can just
stuff
have
complicates it.
Yeah, but you can just you need the Universal stuff. Right, I take that on board, but they make it too complicated.
No, so let's just recap that round. So the main point from Ben
Titus Welliver is fucking awesome.
And from Harrison,
it expands the mythology and does all that kind of like world building stuff.
Yeah. So I think based on that round, I think Harrison's got me there because as great as My
Fair
face is a warren, it is just one line in the film, and I could just go YouTube that scene. So I think
I'm going to
the
YouTube
person
that scene
that's-
till the end of time.
Yeah, the person that sold me on going and watching the film so far is Harrison, but Yeah. So now we're on to round 2, where these guys have got to make another point. Hopefully they haven't exhausted all of their material. I'm sure there's plenty in that 2.5-hour runtime. So Harrison, you start on this
Can we
one.
start? Yeah. My next point is that I think, especially in the last act, it does what it says on the tin and it delivers exactly what it's supposed to. You want lots of big explosions, they're big, and there's lots of them. You want lots of really crass, crude humour, it's there, it delivers what it's supposed to, it does exactly what it says it will. Dinobots, people say the Dinobots aren't in it that much, they're in it for about half an hour by the time you get to them, and they are really, really cool. And it's got scale, it's got the size, these sound like things that I'm damning it with faint praise, but it does what it's supposed to do.
Ben, do you want to dispute that?
Yeah, you say there's all this big scale and everything, but there is that, and I take that on board. There is lots of action, explosions and stuff, but you can't tell what's going on because there's too much of it. There's too much stuff running around, too much explosion, and not just that, but it's big, but it doesn't it's not bigger than Dark of the Moon, and Dark of the Moon is huge, and that because Dark of the Moon was originally supposed to be the end of the whole Transformers trilogy thing, and I get that, but I feel like if Age of Extinction is going to try and carry on from there, which it is, it needs to go bigger, it needs to go bolder, and it really didn't. To me it felt like it was a massive step down from Dark of the Moon. There was less of the annihilation, and there was no real reason behind any of the action going on. It was just for the sake of it.
It was just that awkward kind of like Pirates Caribbean on Stranger Tides kind of situation.
It's not as bad as that. That's one point. It's not Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
But, and at the same time, the second you bring in the final act, I have to argue the China problem. The whole final act is hijacked by this attempt to market the film to China. And it just looks horrendous and cheap and is painful to watch in every way, shape and form.
So Ben, what's your counter?
Okay, my counterpoint is the designs of the weapons, the alien technology and stuff in this film is pretty incredible.
Gun for a face, we haven't seen that before.
And
it's innovative.
Not just that,
I was going to use my catchphrase.
There are sequences where the human characters find themselves on Transformer spaceships.
You love the human characters a weird amount here.
All I said was humans. I didn't say I love this bit. But anyway, the humans find themselves on a Transformer ship and they're suddenly taking apart the weapons and using them themselves. I think that is actually pretty cool. The weapons they use are incredibly well designed and look awesome.
Okay, well, I actually agree that it's cool that the humans get involved and rather than just running around going, Optimus! For an entire film. But those action sequences are incredibly tedious. It's Mark Wahlberg in a corridor.
That's
when,
not what I'm arguing.
1 or 2 robots come in, and the weapons.
I'm arguing is that the weapons are really cool.
Are they?
Yeah, they're well designed.
They look fairly.
A lot of money went
to me.
into making this film, and it felt like all of the money went on the visuals, and the weapons are part of the visuals.
Do you think they're cool? I think they're fairly average looking.
They
just sort of
provide
like
a lot
generic
of the
grey space guns.
They're weird shapes, and
they're weird shapes.
Yeah, they're weird shapes, and they're more alien than what you'd expect.
Pentagons.
Considering the Transformers actually look
Hexagons.
quite dull by this point, the fact that they brought in new weapons that look quite refreshing.
I agree that I think the principle of bringing in the weapons is cool. I just don't think they're anything special at all.
Yeah. So let's just recap that round. Each of you guys points in one little sentence.
I think it delivers on what it's supposed to deliver on, and it's very big.
Ben?
Countering that, too big.
You're not allowed to counter in the summary part.
Summary.
Objection.
The weapons sustain. The weapons are really well designed and look really unique and cool.
Yeah, I think on that one Ben's made a better case. I agree with the main point that you can't top Dark of the Moon in terms of scale, and it's just end of a trilogy. And then also, it is good to involve the human characters, get them involved with the conflict rather than just standing around screaming and just looking pathetic, really. So Ben, yeah, that one goes to you. So it's neck and neck into the final round. This is going to be a close one. Everything to play for. So Ben, do you want to start us off?
Stanley Tucci is the most
This
fun.
is the same point as the first point. It's just there's a funny human character because he's awful.
Are we clutching at straws?
He is clutching at straws.
Fine, if you can find something that isn't clutching at straws.
That wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah.
Some of the sunsets are really pretty.
I think it's a dead heat. I don't think you can say anything more nice about Age of Extinction.
They drop Rosie Huntington Whiteley and all of the human characters like Sam's parents.
No, but they just replace them with worse ones.
Are they
That's
worse? I
clutching
don't think
at
they're
straws.
quite worse.
One of the woman is just underage for no reason.
that again, using your argument, that is a source of comedy.
No, it's not.
It
I
is.
wasn't saying she was a source of comedy. I was saying
No,
Titus Welliver was a source
that
of
scene
comedy.
though is a source of comedy where he gets out the license and the court.
We're
thing.
clutching at straws, aren't we?
Any chance to find anything else of merit in the film, guys? Just anything, really. Please.
Are you sure?
Cars are nice.
The cars are nice. The cars are nice. The cars are nice.
That is a valid point.
Its product placement is very effective if you're one of those companies.
disgusting
if you're one of those
at the same
companies
time.
and like you work for Bud Light, you'll be like, they definitely did what we asked them to do.
But at the same time, they show
Cuts
Mark
to the
Wahlberg
chase.
drinking it.
Doesn't try and disguise it. Just is honest. It's honest.
Honest but disgusting.
The cliffhanger
I haven't
suggests
seen
that
it.
it goes into space and that the next Transformers could be possibly set
But
on
it
like
won't
another
be
planet.
It's got
So
Mark
paving the
Wahlberg
way
in
for a engaging trilogy.
Paving the way for something different next time.
Okay.
Do you think that's clutching at straws?
haven't
I
seen
think
it,
it's
so
not
I don't
paving the
know
way;
if
it's threatening more. I don't want more.
Threatening more.
If you set up a sequel, that's horrible to me. That makes me hate the film even more.
Yeah.
No.
I think we're gonna have to call this one a draw because you both really
Okay.
kind of helped each other to the conclusion of the product placement.
I think no one's a winner here. I think we're all losers.
We're all losers,
Let's be
really.
honest. You can't defend Age of Extinction and not be a loser.
We've been clutching.
Sunsets are pretty. They're really pretty. Michael Bay does do good sunsets.
Can we cut?
They're very
that?
orange.
I've been Chris Evans.
I've been Ben Robbins,
I've been Harrison Abbott.
and we've been clutching at straws, trying to.
Defend that movie.
Goodbye. I feel dirty. I'm just gonna take off everything now.